Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Today I'm doing a Skype call with the 2012 U.S. Amateur Champion, Stephen Fox. Hey Stephen, how's it going?
Hey Brandon, how are you?
Good. Tell us what you started doing after this thing started.
Once all the tours kind of shut down, and we'd actually just got an email 2 days ago, and they postponed the first 8 events. Or we played one event, and then 8 events after that they've postponed now. So we really don't know when the next time we're playing. So basically I was like, I'm sitting here at home, and I was like, maybe I can get some lessons. People send in videos, charge $10, and kind of go from there. And a few people started liking it. Said I've done probably 10 to 12 of them, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's cool. So I was one of the 10, and because I saw Steven's message, and I figured I'd try it, and I had great results with it. By the time they see this, they would have seen the video that I put up about what you had me do. What did you see in my swing that you wanted me to do, Stephen?
First, looking at your swing down the line was phenomenal, great at impact. But if you look at it face on wise, your weight doesn't transfer towards the target. It kind of stops at impact and kind of you fall back. That's where you lose the distance. That's where you get the flip from and consistent contact. And so all I had you do was a little drill where you pick up that lead foot on your takeaway and then you drive it through the ball. And you can see in that video how much better that impact position got with that shaft leaning, the club face staying more square through impact. And it's one of my favorite drills. I've had to do it so many times in my career, but I love it.
How do you know, what's a telltale sign for you to know that you're not
way through? If you get on those swing catalysts, and the reason I had to get on it was at impact, I was almost 50-50, maybe 60-40 towards our front. You need to be 70-80% up on that left leg when you're at impact, even a little bit before, honestly, to transfer that energy. If you start seeing yourself hang back, a lot of amateurs do, in their swing, they'll hang back or trying to swing up on the ball. That's not the right way to do it. And so if you can start doing that drill, you'll start seeing a little bit better results.
We're going to stick with the process here. We're going to see how that goes. Now, we'll get into some more general stuff. When did you start playing golf?
I picked up a club first time when I was 2.
Oh, okay.
And that was in my backyard in North Carolina, and then kind of progressed from there to go into a driving range. And then I started playing tournaments when I was 7.
There's a lot of junior golfers and high schoolers watch this channel. What do you think is a key to becoming like an elite level amateur player?
You got to devote a lot of time to it. You got to be passionate about the game and willing to work hard. Talent, and I can't remember who told me, talent only gets you so far, and then you really need to put in the work to get to that next level. So if you're determined and can put in the time and the effort, you can get there.
So let's talk a little bit about specifics and time. Going into like your high school days and then in your college days, how often were you playing? How often were you practicing? Like really thinking about those grinding days that got you to be like extremely good. What were the hours like?
Yeah, I mean, high school was every day after school. On the weekends, it was my passion. It was the only thing I did. I played basketball a little bit in the off season during the winter. But it was an all-day thing. You look at these athletes now, you wake up early, you work out, you go to the course all day, you have a lunch break, you're back at the course, and then you might have a stretch session at the end, and that's kind of your routine. College, there was a lot more structure when, you have your head coach. When I was at Chattanooga, and you kind of had set days and hours to practice, and a little bit more structured. Now that I've been playing this is my 7th year as a professional, it's more, I can kind of do my time a little different, where I can put in, all right, I'm going to put in 3 hours in the morning, and I have a family too, so I kind of mix that around as well and kind of work out whenever. But you need to set times, like, all right, I'm going to work on putting for 2 hours from here to here, and you just lay out your day, and it's an all-day thing.
So it's kind of like when you hear people do like meal prep or whatever, you think it's important to make a plan for like, if you have a whole day to practice, or like what you're going to do beforehand, you think it's important to make that plan beforehand?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing we did in college was on Sunday nights, we would have a plan Monday through Saturday. Well, we had like one day off. So Monday through Saturday, you're like, all right, here's my class schedule. I know when I'm going to be at the golf course. If we have qualifying, we'll put that in there. But I know when I'll have time to practice, what I need to practice on. So I'll devote. Hey, if my putting was terrible the week before, I'll be like, all right, I need to do these drills every day before I do anything else.
Right.
And that's kind of how I'll view it.
Yeah, because I really like the idea of making a plan beforehand and then trying to stick to it. Because the way golf is, like if you plan to do chipping for an hour and then move on to putting, you could find something in your chipping that's annoying you and end up spending 4 hours chipping, and then you would have done none of your plan, huh?
Right, that's true. But also, if your chipping is really that bad, maybe you needed to go back and devote more time to it, not just an hour.
Right, you have to listen. You have to listen to what's happening.
Right, exactly. Because it changes every day. You look at the best things aren't perfect week in and week out. There's always something that they're working on to get better.
Assuming two golfers that both are working really hard and doing all the things they should practice wise, what do you think holds some golfers back? Because even if they are putting in the work and doing the effort and just not seeing the results, what do you think holds some golfers back from getting to another level or breaking through?
Yeah, you need that 1 week of good playing to kind of get you over that hump. The USM, after I won that put me on a different little pedestal, and I had different expectations. But everyone's different. There's a lot of great players that you'll never hear of, that never get to the PGA Tour. I got there. I was on the PGA Tour for a little bit for my starts after the EM, but I kind of fell back, played the Corn Ferry 2 years, and now down to Latin America. Golf is just a crazy, crazy sport, and it takes time. But most players, when they're late 20s, early 30s, they figure something out. There's a lot of players that have really progressed through their 20s or whatnot, and their best golf is in their 30s.
Yeah.
And that happens. It's just crazy how it does, but you keep working on it, be persistent, and you'll get there.
You guys should watch. They have some really cool highlights from the 2012 U.S. Amateur that Stephen won that you guys should check out. But one of the things I wanted to ask you, because you see this a lot in the finals of the U.S. Amateur, where it almost seems like 12-footers are almost like gimmies. Like people just make, like long putts, and they just seem to really get locked in the zone. The times that you've been like in the zone with putting, and I know it's really difficult to just manufacture that and make it happen, but you're certainly in the zone coming down the stretch at the US Amateur with your putting. What do you think is like maybe a way that people can kind of help get themselves in the zone, or at least give themselves the opportunity to be in the zone with putting?
Yeah, it goes back to practicing. If you're never working on putting, you'll never see the results or whatnot. There's nothing better when you're putting and you just know everything's going in, everything feels perfect. And I haven't had it in a long time, but it is a very good feeling when you're having 10-footers and you're like, this is going in. You just see the line, you see the speed, everything feels great. But it goes back to practicing. If you're not practicing, you can't ever get to those results. So the more you practice it and put yourself in those kind of situations where you're seeing the ball go in, end over end over end, that's what'll help you.
What are some of your favorite drills to do before tournaments to kind of get you sharp?
For putting wise?
Yeah.
I'll do it'll vary each week. Sometimes I'll do a 3, 4, 5, 6 foot drill, 4 spots around a hole. So 12 to 16 tees, or I'll just go 4 and 8 feet. And I'll just start around doing 4 tees at 4 feet and then just moving back to 8 feet, making 3 in a row, taking your time, setting up each time, just so you see it go in. And then I'll putt on a string, just to make sure my alignment's good. I can see my line better and know I'm aiming right.
So does your confidence with putting kind of come from the inside out? Like you like to get very confident on like 4-footers, 5-footers, and then go from your lag putting from there? Or?
Absolutely. My speed's always been relatively good. I don't 3-putt often. And outside 20, 25 feet, it's just speed. It's very tough to say, all right, I'm going to make 6 out of 10 of these from 40 feet. It's a lot of luck making your 30 to 40, 50 foot putts, you're basically just getting your speed right. If it goes in, great. But you're not looking to make that putt. You're inside 12 feet. You got to be pretty solid. And when I'm practicing, if I can see those go in, I take that to the golf course and I feel a lot better.
You play a lot of golf with just regular players and in the pro-ams and stuff. What do you think is the reason in golf that it's so hard for people to stand there and be like, okay, I want to, not even like taking distance or athleticism into account, but the ball's here, I want to hit it that direction. But their spread, rather than being like this, is like they really would have no idea where to go. Why is golf so hard in that way?
A lot of people have other jobs. This is my only job apart from a few things, but their priorities are in a different area. They're not devoting all their time to golf. So when they're out there once a week or a few times a month, your expectations aren't as high. And if you're able to practice every day, you can start seeing better results. But it's just difficult when you do it once or twice a month to expect, hey, I'm gonna go out and hit it 300 yards and hit it straight. It goes back to the more you practice, the better results you'll see.
If there was a concentration, what do you think is the one club that kids or people should concentrate on if they're really trying to get to an elite level?
Yeah, for right now, and I've been saying it for a little while, try swing as hard as you can. The younger players, juniors, figure out how to create the speed, and then you can figure out how to hit it straight. But it's tougher to build speed later on in life, and I'm seeing that now. I don't hit the ball. I don't carry the ball 310. I carry about 275. You got to generate speed to play this game now. On the PGA Tour, you see Rory, you see Tiger, you see Brooks, Justin Thomas. You got to hit the ball a long way. I'll take hitting a wedge from the rough than a 7-iron from the fairway all day long. And that's what it's becoming, a ball striker's paradise out there. The longer you hit it, the straighter you hit it, but you got to figure out how to get the power first.
Right. For your game, what one skill would you like to improve to try to make a big push towards the PGA Tour in your 30s?
So right now I'm working with Virgil Herring, I've only taken 2 lessons from him, and I've picked up 5 miles an hour club head speed on the driver, carrying a 6-iron about 10 to 12 yards further. That's what we're working on, is getting the speed up there. If I can start carrying it 280, 285, that's a different game plan I'll have going in. Usually par 5s I'm not going for because, it's a 3-wood or whatnot. I'm not being able to do it with a 5-iron or 6-iron. I've been working hard on getting the speed back now. And then my iron play, my wedges have been great. I want to improve on driver accuracy to where I'm still hitting it, carrying it 285, but still hitting 10 to 12 fairways around, and then putting. When I'm inside 15 feet, I want to be scaring the hole every time and not, having, missing it a foot left and right or bad speed, bad aim. I want to get more consistent there.
Specifically, if you'd like to share, because we love to hear, what were the kind of the keys that got you some more distance without sacrificing the accuracy?
So working with Virgil, I was very flat beforehand. I didn't have a lesson for close to a year, which was a terrible mistake. But I was getting very flat. I have a left shoulder problem and was getting very flat and kind of hinging it towards the ball, casting it at the ball. Losing a lot of power.
You mean flat, like your shoulders were coming up
like
and
my
everything was getting
left,
flat?
Yeah, like going back, my left arm would be very flat. Yeah, like right there. And it's not very powerful. So the drill that I'm doing now is I'll come back and I'll have the club face kind of shut and in front of me, and then I just go straight up, basically, and get it across the line.
So you set up with it kind of shut, and then you bring it straight like this?
So I would take it back, 2-3 feet, right where like the catcher's mitt or whatnot, people talk about, right there, and then I come straight up and have my left arm kind of over my head almost, or what it feels like to me, and that's my drill, and that's got me a lot of power, a lot more leverage, a lot more speed, kind of slinging that club head back, because I wasn't able to shallow the club
right
in my previous swing, and so now I'm able to shallow it a little bit, and it's phenomenal.
Okay, because you're kind of shallow already over
Right.
here. There's
Correct.
nowhere to go, but because when you get here, then you can kind of
Correct.
shallow it this way.
Yeah. And
Okay.
just ball striking was a lot better. Divots are a lot better. I'm swinging up on the driver now almost 7 degrees. That'll change your carry distance a little bit. But yeah, it's with me going from my flat swing to this now more upright, and able to shallow it, I can swing up on it a lot better, and the ball's going a lot further.
You played in the Masters and the U.S. Open and won the U.S. Amateur and in the Open Championship. What's the most pressure you've ever played in golf? You know, from high school all the way to playing on the PGA Tour. What do you think is the most pressure you've faced?
You know, in the USM, I didn't really have much. I always felt like an underdog playing.
So it was
I
all
wasn't.
like after a certain point, it was all gravy there.
Yeah, I wasn't a big name. I won one college event, or I guess a co-winner with Ben Martin from Clemson at Furman. That was my only college win. I was under the radar. You know, I was the 63rd seed, so I didn't have much pressure there. Where I felt it was probably on when I had all the starts on the PGA Tour, including the majors on the first tee. That's where you have it. You're like,
Right.
I don't want to skank this driver. I want to just hit one 300 down there and kind of go. But probably yeah, the first tee at Augusta wasn't the easiest tee shot in the world.
Right.
Um, but once you kind of get off the first tee box or on the first green, your nerves kind of settle down a little bit.
What's the coolest thing about playing in the Masters that people wouldn't really know? Like,
Just being there on the grounds, the staff there, they're phenomenal. You get well taken care of. We're in the crow's nest. I think it was TJ Vogel, myself, maybe Michael Weaver was up there one of the mornings, but we just had breakfast delivered to us, had our clothes pressed, ironed, everything beforehand. They go above and beyond at Augusta to make the amateurs feel special, that they're a big part of it. Just being there was amazing.
that's so cool. Oh, I wanted to ask you about winning the your home state open, the Tennessee Open.
Yeah.
So talk about what it was like for you, how important it was for you to get a professional win, and also kind of what you felt that week.
Yeah. And that was in Nashville too, which is great at Belle Meade. Um, it heightens your expectation. It makes you feel great once I had won the USAM. I played all the professional events, played terrible, and then got to the state open and won, and it kind of boosts you back up and your expectations, and you belong, you can compete. So it was great getting that done. And then I played on the Adams Tour, which is now the APT Tour, and won twice that year, finished runner-up once, and that was a big thing for me to know I still have it. And even working with Virgil, I was kind of prepared to retire a little bit, and I was like, my game's just not there. I can't get it. And now we started working. I was like, all right, it's back. Just I can hit it further. I can compete a little bit better. Par fives, I would get destroyed. Playing them even or 1 under. People are out there that are playing it 4 or 5 under each day, and I was just getting behind.
Yeah, Steven's Instagram, everybody should go follow him, is at StephenFox4. And Steven, on there, a couple months ago, I saw a post you put up of you wearing a suit, and I was like, oh no, is this guy is this guy giving it up?
Yeah.
And then I read the post, and it's like, and the first thing you said was, don't worry, it's not over. I'm still golfing. So
yeah, I got my real estate license last summer, did it online, and have my license with Southeastern Commercial Properties here in Hendersonville. And our managing broker has been phenomenal, letting me focus on golf still and kind of come in the office when I'm home, which during this outbreak, obviously real estate stopped a little bit, but with no golf going on, kind of making another income doing real estate.
Final thing is everybody is very obsessed with, and I think rightly so, amateur players, the driver, and just wanting to hit the driver, in play solid more often. When you're doing the pro-ams and stuff, kind of what's your go-to advice for hitting better, more solid drives?
There's always, when you're playing the pro-ams, I love it. There's always one little thing that can help them. Most of them haven't had a lesson in years. And so when you're out there the first few holes, you can kind of see their tendency, and it's one little fix that can get them through the day to hitting 8, 9 more fairways that day. And if you can get off the tee 260, it makes things a lot easier for your amateur. Instead of hitting in the water, hitting it out of bounds.
It's just no fun. Yeah.
Right. If you could go to most amateurs and say, hey, I'm just going to place you 250 yards in the fairway, they'd love golf more. They'd score better. And there's always just one little tip that'll help them. Just like we worked on, hey, it's just you can hit your irons better with this one little drill, and you can see it in the videos how much better it got. It's just one little tip that can help them.
So I think the biggest advice that I'm getting from you is people because a lot of people roll their eyes at it, but you should get lessons. Like if golf is important to you, you should be taking lessons. Huh?
You can't do it on your own. I mean, look at the best people in the world. They don't do it themselves. They have their coach that they pay thousands of dollars to get them better. And your teachers aren't always the best players, but they can teach the game. And that's where you got to start. You can't do it on your own. No professional does it on their own. Other than maybe Bryson DeChambeau, because he's the scientific guy. But if you can go out there and get some lessons, that'll get you to improve. You can't do it on your own.
Well, maybe a good place to start, everybody, it would be really cool if all these Be Better Golfers kind of flooded Steven's Instagram feed at Steven Fox 4. And for the next little while all this craziness is going on in the world, he is going to be. Just tell him you saw him on Be Better Golf, and he'll continue this special or whatever into the future. Yeah.
Perfect. I appreciate it. Yeah, just shoot me over a video, and I'll give you a tip or two, something to get you a little bit better, and kind of work in the house until this breaks, and then you can go out there and beat all your friends.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Click the subscribe button. We're going to catch up again with Steven in a few weeks or months once we're able. And because I'm interested to hear how your progress goes with the driver and everything. Shoot some TrackMan screenshots for us. That would be interesting to see.
Perfect. I will.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.